Yeah, they say anything's possible. You got a dream like you never seen obstacles. Chasing obscene profits, so we ain't stopping for the red lights. Look at my review, all I see is niggas' headlights. Catch me if you can.
We are live and on air. My name is Ed-Lamarr Petion, and this is the Petion Bros Podcast. You know, title is under construction. We're still working on that. This is Untitled. This is a feeler podcast. We're trying to get a vibe for what may be in the future. I have with me my brothers.
Hey, could it be I give the hopeless broke kids hope?
Soon comes to come. And I have Jephthe heading on. I won't say too much about that. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess we've got the Pod Father Junior.
Your city know I gotta thank God, cause if you won't with me, then I surely would've died.
No. It's all natural, nigga. Just go. Bro, we got nobody in the studio.
I'm working in kids.
I'm a witness, it doesn't know.
We got the Pod Father Junior here with us. I guess he think he's doing something, but I'm Hakim, older brother.
Want you to feel something new, that's how a dyke work. They ask me about pressure, they wanna see my pipe burst. Not tonight, not tonight, nigga.
Definitely. If y'all could see him right now, he look like a serial killer on the run.
The dude from You.
Yeah! You look like you drive pickup
Look
trucks
in the camera.
Day. And you can put the peace sign up. You drinking oxygen.
Alright.
But anyway, no, let me go. I ain't finished. But yeah, this is a pod. We still fleshing everything out. We don't really know what this is going to be, but I guess we're going to work the kinks out, like I said earlier, and flesh it out as we go. But we definitely got a lot of good things for y'all in the store.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Jeff. Go
Let's do
ahead.
Demetrius.
Alright, my name is Jephthe Petion, you know what I'm saying?
I'm here.
I'm here because without me, it would be trash, it'd be boring. It'd be dry, you know what I'm saying?
Oxygen, dude.
All I'm gonna say is
You ain't here for the dumb kid perspective.
I'm the best athlete in the family, the best hooper, you know what I'm saying?
Relax.
That's all I need to say. So I'm done with my introduction.
Okay. Alright, on this podcast, I want everything to be natural. We don't got no, older people in here. It's just us, so we're gonna keep it, fresh. We're gonna keep it, real. How it is, a real conversation between us. Pretend like the cameras and the microphones aren't here around. So yeah, I got a couple of pointers, couple of things I want to talk about. First, I want to let others know what I have in store coming after this podcast. And I want to develop my own podcast. I have this thing called Diocese.
Yeah, why are you moving your hands like a light skin?
Because I'm just trying to, this is how people talk.
That's how light skins
This is how politicians talk.
No, light skins. But go ahead, get off.
Come on, man. If I'm trying to be a radio show personality, man, I gotta, act the bits.
Go ahead.
Like
I'm just saying, you won't be successful. Charlamagne ain't light skin.
Anyways,
go ahead, man.
I have my own social media initiative in the works called Diversity, Inclusion, Cultural Editorial, or DICE, for short. And what we want to do is just bridge education with the younger generations. And right now we are partnered with the University of Minnesota and the MCN Migrants Clinical Network, and we're just trying to educate people about COVID-19 and vaccine, which I want to bring up later. Ask you guys, pick your brains out what you think about the pandemic and about COVID in general, and ask if you guys are going to get the vaccine or not. Yeah, that's actually the first thing on the list. COVID-19. How has it affected y'all in the beginning? And moving forward, how do you think we move forward, actually? Like, how do you think we go on after this?
I mean, I feel like me and you, we both know, we definitely had some talks about how that's affected me. So I'm definitely curious to see.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely curious to see what Jeff's perspective is as far as COVID-19, because I don't think I've ever really heard it from you.
Yeah, because you are what, junior?
You about to be a senior too. So they're definitely during your formative years. That's big. So how did that affect you and your generation?
Talk this.
Speak your mind. Speak freely.
Yeah, you think everything funny? You can talk.
You look like a llama.
All right. Alright, so COVID. I mean, it didn't really affect me at first. I get to leave school.
Yo, can you?
That's cap.
Hold on. You sound like you're talking to a girl right now. Alright, you talking to us. Alright?
Yeah, speak up.
Talk
dude.
regularly.
I am.
You're not talking on the phone with the girl. Alright, so just talk regularly.
I am.
Alright,
Talk.
Why you trying to sound so handsome when you talking? Why you talking so low?
Be natural, man.
Not
Just
talking
natural.
Alright, go ahead.
Alright, so we don't have school.
Yes.
Like at first, when it first happened, everybody was happy because we didn't have school. And then like, you know, people not gonna say it, but everybody's cheating. Everybody's cheating to pass. So
Yeah.
that was easy too. But like, I don't know. It just feels like a whole chunk of my school year is in there, and I'm just going straight to 12th grade, and I already have to pick what college I have to go to, and all this other stuff.
That's how it is. My senior year got messed up because of COVID, and everybody was cheating. And my first year in college, everybody was cheating. What was you gonna say though?
No, I was gonna say, so pretty much you felt like that whole school year was like nothing. Like it felt like.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing. You're not learning anything. You just.
It was a waste of time.
Yeah, basically just a waste of time. It still feels like I just started school. It feels like I'm still in 10th grade, just going straight to 12th grade, and I have to pick a college I want to go to and all this other stuff.
Who would y'all say got it worse, in your opinion?
Definitely us.
Yeah, who?
Us.
You?
No. Between, as far as
Yeah, I see what you mean.
how COVID impacted, I'm gonna definitely say Ed because of like prom and all that.
Prom?
Okay, literally. All right.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Before you even go, so you're saying you got it worse?
Yes, we.
You didn't even tell me why it's worse for you. You just said because you feel like you're still in high school, right?
Let's hear Jeff first.
You feel like you're still in high school.
Yeah.
I went through my formative years, all right? I went through 9th, I went through 10th, I went through 11th, right? 12th grade, you know, everything is going smoothly. 12th grade is arguably the most important year for you, all right? Because you're making decisions about college. You're still finding yourself. You're still just trying to navigate, trying to finish school. People are trying to finish out their athletic careers and stuff like that. My school got cut short. I lost prom. I lost a real graduation. Not only that, I lost my summer.
Son had a drive-through graduation.
Bro. Exactly. And not only that, my first year, your freshman year at college is so important. I missed that on that too. So beat that, nigga. You can't. Right. And I lost my job. And I got COVID.
What does that have to do with high school?
Hold on. First of all, right? 2, did you lose your job or did you leave?
I lost my job. Okay, I left my job.
Exactly. So you didn't lose your job.
Okay, but like that's
you left.
But like the thing is, you got a point. All
right then, go ahead, Jeff. Go on.
All right. 1, 11th grade is the most important year in high school.
Let's hear why.
First of all, they say colleges when they look at your grades, they look at your grades.
Yo, Jeff, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you right now. They told me the same thing. It's not the case. Wow. Everything from high school, they don't really care about except the SATs and all that.
That's what I was gonna say. You take the SATs in 11th grade.
Okay.
And you have to prepare for that.
Did you take the SAT though?
Not yet.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
And you know what I mean? There's a bunch of people that miss the SAT because they don't even get the information.
He's building a case.
Keep going. That's all you got.
We didn't go to school.
Solid point.
A lot of people. First of all, when I say a lot of people are cheating, I mean like people are not. First of all, some people are not even doing their work. So a bunch of people are failing who shouldn't be failing. And some people I don't know. Like some people, they learn in person. You can't just like assign work every single day and expect someone to do it every day. Like for somebody who doesn't learn that way.
I see that.
Some people learn in person. I don't know. Like you don't really need a prom. Like you don't really need a prom.
You do need a prom.
You don't really need a prom.
It's one of those things where it's like it's an experience that you should have while you're growing up. It's a choice. I know you didn't go to prom. You know we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. I ain't gonna hear you out. But you had a choice though. You chose not to go to prom. I and many of my classmates decided to go to prom, wanted to go to prom, and we didn't have the opportunity.
That's crazy. And you also said COVID affected your 12th grade year, but COVID came out what was it? March.
It
was like the end of the year.
Nigga, it's 3 months.
You had 3 months.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm siding with Jeff now. He has some solid points.
I think the person who was the worst affected is the people who senior years of this year.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay, but then it's me.
No,
then it's you.
It's us.
Literally, you still have one more year of school. You guys are going back next year. Everything's gonna be like
they
almost
don't know
fine.
yet.
But then again, that's the beauty of it, though, right? Because after COVID, like once COVID happening, now you're out of it. You don't have to deal with that no more.
Yeah.
So in the college, he still has to deal with not only going through school with COVID, but now the after effects of how now the school systems are going to change because of COVID. So he has that. To the SAT, yes, prom is fun, prom is cool, but in the grand scheme of things, if you're trying to go to college, you're trying to do stuff after high school, SATs is pretty important. And now that's rolled in with 12th grade year. So I'm going to give him those points.
But to counter that, the SAT is not even as important as it is anymore. Earlier this year, College Board repealed the SAT. People, they said that you don't, I mean, not College Board, but like colleges, they don't like really accept the SATs anymore. So if you just have good grades, that's what matters. Like SATs, people are realizing that SATs are skewed to people who have the money to actually pay for those tests and take them. So it's white kids. Exactly. So it's not even that important. What's important is getting good grades. And I know right now, I've realized that teachers are overcompensating for not being in person. Like they're giving you extra work, and it's just it's honestly like annoying and it's overwhelming, especially in the midst of a pandemic. I don't like it.
I definitely have got a lot of friends I talk to who are, as they're going through college, and they're talking about how miserable they were because, especially during like the height of COVID, they were saying the work, the assignments that they were giving them was way more than they would get in person. And it was for gym classes too. Like Jeff, you can attest to this, right?
Yeah, I got work every day for a gym class.
That's ridiculous.
I had to write like paragraphs and like watch a video and then answer a bunch of questions every single day for a gym class.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I can't say that word. Yeah, that's dumb.
We PC over here.
Yeah.
We PC over here. We're the PC podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really dumb. But on the flip side of the coin, Hakim, you're finished with school. You know, you're in the business world.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned that you feel the same way. You said your boss is like giving you more work, offloading more work to you.
Not actually. That's different though. I'd probably say I'm one of the fortunate ones where COVID, with the pandemic happening and everyone quarantining, it wasn't as hard on me. But I know I make up a minority of the American population, or just as far as the world. Me getting more work during the pandemic, I would attribute that more towards my position and them trying to transition me into a higher role.
Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't more so be as far as the pandemic and them overcompensating.
But you are a white collar worker. Me and Jeff are blue collar workers. So, we experience two different things. Like you get a vacation. We are scraping every penny up.
You can get a vacation though. There's a lot of jobs you can get a vacation at. Like even if I worked at Metro, I believe, which is my past job. But I know that there's some jobs, regular jobs that any Americans can get with high school.
You can get paid vacation.
Yeah,
paid vacation.
Exactly. Yeah, sick leave.
But you gotta be working there for a year though, right?
No, you can just get paid vacation.
Exactly.
If your manager lets you.
Exactly.
If your manager lets you.
But more times than not, you probably get it. So it's not something crazy.
Yeah.
That's just attributed.
What about your job? Do they let you do that?
I'm a full-time student right now at the moment, so I'm not working.
Student.
At Kohl's, they did give me paid vacation, even though I was working there for 6 months, but that's because they had extra hours left over. But
I'm surprised they gave you vacation. You were playing with shoes and you should have been working.
Okay, all right.
He was playing catch with himself.
Did your boss know you're here?
Yes.
He does.
He does.
That's one thing I've seen in articles is that people are not even working. People.
I'm gonna tell you something really, really crazy. I probably shouldn't even mention it. So I gotta go about this very delicately.
Spill the tea, sis.
Hey,
We're definitely definitely a very open podcast over here. Bobby's calling me right now, but I definitely want to say that there is a lot of people who are taking advantage of the pandemic.
For sure.
In a lot of ways, so yeah.
Okay, so we've seen the world. We've all experienced the world pre-pandemic. We experienced the world during the pandemic. How do you think the world changes after pandemic? Because it seems like all those like little embers that were in the fire that were like just brewing are like now aflame. Now you got, you know, so many social movements. You have Stop Asian Hate. You have Black Lives Matter. You have like so many things. I feel like when you seclude people in their homes and you just give them social media, people are paying more attention to not only politics,
social issues.
So the social issues, like people are just more, they're more involved, but they're more disconnected at the same time.
Well, so I know I definitely agree with you that it forces people to sit down. Since they're in their homes, they're forced to sit down. Naturally, just gravitate towards the internet and, you know, see what's on there.
Yeah.
As far as social media is definitely a big issue. I won't say issue, but it's definitely a big part of our lives. Jeff, as far as your generation, what is your take on social media and how it affects your generation?
Y'all literally born with social media.
Yeah. Like, came out the womb with the iPhone.
From Corona?
No, just in general.
I mean, yeah, with Corona too, because Corona is a big factor.
Yeah. Or how it changed. If there was any change with COVID.
I don't think there was a change, honestly. Everybody was already, you know, glued to their phone. Everybody just...
But like, how do y'all like relationships change? Like in school wise, are you still in contact with all your like friends, your classmates?
I mean, some of them don't have phones. But I mean,
he's like 17 years old.
Some of them like
I'm not laughing because that's funny.
But you live in a different time though.
But like, I'm not gonna say the name, but like I have this African friend. His parents don't let him have a phone. I mean, he has a phone, but like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but like sometimes they just like take it from him or something.
Yeah, even he's your age though. He's 17.
Yeah.
Can he drive?
Yeah, he can drive.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
How you know? Yeah, but I guess social media. I don't know. I think with social media, like towards Corona, I don't know how to explain it, but like.
I mean, if you said kids are cheating, kids are not in school. What are kids are doing now? What are y'all young boys doing now? Young boys and girls?
Yeah, young bulls.
Like for entertainment or just like
just what are y'all doing instead of your schoolwork?
I mean, the schoolwork
on the game.
Either y'all, yeah. I know y'all on the
for
game.
Sure.
I mean, for me, when I'm at home, it doesn't feel like I have school because I just wake up and I'm at home. I don't have nowhere to be.
So it seemed like a long summer vacation.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Summer vacation with extra work. That's about it. Like, and I mean, it's not really like going to school because I can just get the answers online anytime I want to.
I think you're incriminating yourself right
It's
now.
not
Allegedly.
Because, yeah, they don't have any proof, but, like, I'm just...
Then why you say this is what I be doing?
I'm just saying me.
You just said, yo, I just be waking up and I need to go cheat. That's what I be doing.
I'm just saying, like...
Don't incriminate yourself, black kid.
There's, like... I ain't in school. Like, it's harder to cheat because you're in school.
Yeah.
I'm not cheating, but I'm just saying, like, if you're in school...
Hypothetically,
hypothetically in school, if you have, like, the teacher gives you a paper and you want to cheat, and, like, your friend's like, let me see the paper. And the teacher's there, you can't give it to him. But in school, like literally while you're on Zoom taking a test, your friend can text you the answers after he's done taking a test or something.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. At UMD this semester, we had these things called group meets. It's like group chats where like people add, like everybody in one class adds each other in this group chat and we talk. And we had this one group chat where it got shut down like 3 times. The professor was in there and they were sharing answers. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. With the way the semester is, I learn better in person. I learn, you know, with the instructor, not with over Zoom. Zoom fatigue is real. So I understand why people do cheat because you're literally educating yourself. You're paying the same amount to teach yourself the subject matter.
It's kind of weird. I would say I can relate, but I can't relate at the same time because I'm doing the online program at the master's for my master's online. So I sort of can relate as far as with the past 2 semesters, I was taking finance and information systems class about supply chain. So I did have to teach myself a lot of things. There was no meetings. It was pretty much the professor just communicating on communications board. So I can't relate to that, but it wasn't because of COVID. That's just, it was an online class. So
yeah, because you said the master's program was built to be online.
Yeah,
right?
they have in person and online offerings. So I could definitely touch upon that another time. But master's program, I just went with that because as far as my career right now, I can't see myself doing it 10 years from now. So the master's program is sort of escape plan, a way to broaden my options, so to say.
You think people cheat on their masters since it's online?
Hypothetically, yes.
Hypothetically, Quizlet your friend, huh? Quizlet degree.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Alright, so we kind of addressed part of the question, but also, what do y'all think the world looks like post-COVID?
The same.
The same?
Definitely not the same.
It's not the same.
Yes, it is.
Crazy.
Definitely not the same. I'm gonna tell you why. Masks will definitely be encouraged. I'm not saying. Let me tell you this. There is. I saw somewhere. Somebody said that they'll never they'll never handshake someone ever again.
Yeah.
Because how nasty people are. Let me tell you something. This is disgusting. No, let me tell you something disgusting. Yesterday, I was driving to Salisbury. I live in Virginia, but I was driving to Salisbury. I was at a Wawa's this was after Cambridge. So I don't know where it was. It's definitely, I'm not gonna put this on Cambridge, but it was between Cambridge and Salisbury. It was a Wawa's. I stopped there. I go into the Wawa's. I use the bathroom. There's another guy in the stall. And like the stall where it's closed, and you know in the guy's bathroom, he's pooping. Obviously, I pee. Yeah. He goes first before me, but he walks straight out. Like straight out. He looks at the mirror and walks straight out. I'm like, what are you looking in the mirror for? Look at your hands. Walk straight out. I wash my hands. I leave out the bathroom door. I'm still.
Don't tell me you touched the door.
No, it was one of those where you could do this.
Okay.
But I walk out and I'm just looking at this man. And I'm like, wow, you are disgusting. Especially during COVID. And he's just touching on some like sandwich or whatever, and he just gets in line like nothing happened. I'm like, I know your secret.
Was he a masker or was he a no masker?
I don't think he had a mask on.
Yeah, you don't need to.
You don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need to. But that's my point. People now seeing as with the people not wearing masks, and you see like they want to be more clean because they want to protect themselves from potential germs, diseases, other things, viruses. There's certain things that they'll never do again, and it just exposes who people really are. Like that, me seeing that, I don't even know if I want to handshake unless I'm really close and I know you. I'll probably shake your hand. But other than that, I don't. With what I just saw, I was like, man, people are still not washing their hands. That's nuts.
That's vile.
Yeah.
That's vile. You, Jeff, what you think the world looks like? You said the same. Why did you say the same?
All right, people are gonna act different, obviously, but
yes,
I said
that's not the same then.
You said the world.
Yeah, the world's not gonna act the same.
It's just in general.
Who makes it the world? People.
I'm talking about in general.
In general.
They follow groups. Yesterday we went out to eat. I came in there with a mask.
Yeah.
Nobody else was wearing a mask except the people that were working there, and they have to wear those masks.
For now.
Yeah, for now. You can walk into any place and you don't need a mask now. Places they're dropping it and the vaccine's already out. And they're basically making it mandatory. Like people had to go to the school, take vaccines for free. What else? Like
I see what you mean. Surface level, things might look the same, but beneath that it won't.
What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. First of all, COVID, people see it as just like a viral storm, just like something that was a health thing, but it was more a political thing, just the way that politicians acted, try to treat it. It was very partisan, just how we would treat COVID, how we would react to COVID. the right and just like QAnon, these people believe this is a conspiracy perpetrated by the left, or that it's a virus released in Wuhan by the Democrats. And the Democrats are, I'm not going to say, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm a moderate, but the Democrats...
This guy's definitely a conservative.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not conservative. But the Democrats do take a stance that's like, they have their own politics, they have their own agenda. Like, they use COVID as like, you know, a Trojan horse, but like they also want to bring other stuff too.
So you're saying they take advantage
yes.
of COVID?
That's what I'm saying. Like, just, I think people...
No, exploiting would be a better word.
Like, the government, I don't know, like, post-COVID, all those stimulus checks, I feel like the government's trying to, like, butter up the people in a sense. Not the government, the Democratic Party specifically, since Republicans are opposed to that. But at the same time, I feel like a storm is brewing because the Republicans is going crazy right now. They have lost their way, especially the alt-right, like,
but don't you think
L's.
Don't you think even with Trump, they sort of got, like with Trump, I see what you're saying. Like the way Trump was, from my understanding, or there's a lot of factors going into it. But me personally, I think the biggest reason why Trump won was because there was a group of people, you can say Republicans, but conservatives, like very conservative. There was a group of people that felt neglected. No one, you know, caters to us. We're tired of the Democrats. You know what? We're gonna rise up and we're gonna let this guy boost up and, you know, get the highest seat in the U.S. country. After all of that, you know, 4 years, you know, under the Trump reign, don't you think, I want to say their appetite to take control of things, or don't you think now they're, you know, okay, I'm kind of cool now because we had that, we were in power. So, because what you're saying is it's going to be even worse than pre-Trump.
Yeah. You know, it was a poll. It was on CNN, so it might be skewed to the left, but 40% of people still think that Donald Trump is the true president of the United States. Like, literally, the only reason why Republicans haven't, I'm not going to say started acting like, you know, sane, like thinking that the election vote wasn't stolen, is because the large population of Republican support are these conservatives who believe so much, who are like Donald Trump subscribers. So like their fan base makes up like most of the power in the Republicans, so they're going to cater to these people. So I think that now that they see that America has done an injustice to them, that they're going to try to do something, like something's going to happen in the near future and it's not going to look good for anybody, because I don't know, it's definitely reeks of white privilege. But
this is definitely not a political podcast, by the way.
I'm not a politician.
We're not politicians at all. All of these views, they're not of us, except this guy.
You don't even have a political view.
He doesn't.
I don't.
This guy is so chill. Like, you just said by the way he's sitting, like he just doesn't care about anything.
You need to start developing that now.
Exactly.
All right.
Only thing that matters is making money.
You see, that mindset is what's trapping our people. I hope you know that.
Open your third eye, my brother.
That's what I'm saying. Like, money isn't everything.
Exactly. Happiness.
It literally is.
You're disgusting.
Money
is everything, bro.
Break it down.
That's such a young black man mindset.
It's a young mentality. Why do you think money is everything?
Because you need money for everything.
All right, check this out. You lose the ability to walk on your legs. You're paralyzed. There is no amount of money that will be able to help you get your legs back.
Literally.
So how's money everything?
It depends on how I lost my legs.
Oh my. Wait, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you like working at Walmart?
I work at Walgreens.
I'm asking, did you like working at Walmart though?
No.
You didn't, right? But money is everything though.
Yes, I had to work at Walmart to make money.
You had to, so that's how you feel about money. You feel like no matter the ends justify the means, right? Yes. So no matter what you do, if money is the result, that's a good thing.
No.
You just said money
is standard. This is
a standard, nigga. Yes. Bro, okay. Nigga, there's people prostituting out here.
A job is a normal thing. Girls don't have... I'm not even getting to that, because that's different from working at Walmart.
I'm just saying that money isn't everything, alright? It isn't.
Then what do you think?
Happiness.
Happiness?
Happiness and purpose.
Yeah, exactly, literally. When you get older, you realize that.
What will get you happiness?
What will get you happiness?
What's your happiness? Like, what makes you happy?
family, being around family, having like good experiences. You don't need money for that. You don't need money to buy family. You don't need money to. I mean, sometimes you need money to have fun, but you can have fun, nigga. We had fun in the garden playing with the hose, nigga. I think you was on a summer camp or whatever, but it was literally it was me, you, Bobby, and the rest of us in the garden, and mommy had a hose, and we was all in bathing shorts and just putting water on us.
And you know what's crazy? Like, I was at North Salisbury, so definitely, I know Batman came around at that time, it was like 2008, so it's definitely more than 10 years ago. But that's crazy because something as simple as that, you still remember that.
Yeah, priceless memory.
You know what's priceless?
Yeah, it's priceless.
Taking trips, we all went out to eat. Yeah,
that was a great time.
That was fun.
That was fun.
But
you know what that costed us?
I see what you mean, but us being together doesn't cost anything. Yes, the food cost something, but we was together. We was having a good time even before the food came.
Look at this. What if I'm in Miami, right? It was fun because we were all together. If I was in Miami, if Ed was somewhere, I don't know, in Michigan or something, if Tuta, he's, I don't know, across the country, he's in Haiti or something, and you want to go out tonight, there's no amount of money you can get that would bring us all together. Like, what I'm trying to say is that certain instances where money is not the answer. Money helps, but there's no way that money is the solution to every problem.
Well, I know what you guys are trying to say.
This is coming from an accountant, nigga.
But all I'm trying to say
deals with money.
Trying to say is, in this life, you always need money. Like, it's just.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah, it's just like, as you need, not like as you need water, but you need money to live.
Okay.
It's definitely up there.
That's valid.
That's a fact.
I think you're young right now, so you're not gonna get this all the way. I'm young too, but one mature part of myself is I know that money's not everything, because money leads people to do dumb things. Just keep in mind that you still want to keep your own interests at heart, and if that can intersect with making money, then that's the best way to live your life. So what are your interests? Music. You like making music, is that right? You like playing drums, you like listening to music. Like, you got a musical taste. So if you can intersect that, if you can find a way early on to like find a way to make money, then nigga, boom, there you go. I was saying, like, being creative is also, that's something I think is really important too. And you're young, so you got decisions coming up, and don't let money guide them.
And you've got college coming soon. Another point I want to touch upon is the reason why you don't want to put money up there on a pedestal is because morals are important. Morals is what helps make you not only a man, because it applies to all types of humans, but it makes you a person, a good person. If you let money control you to do anything, then what's stopping you from killing me for getting $100 million? Like, what's stopping you from breaking your own morals, doing something that you don't even believe in necessarily? I don't know, like drinking blood or doing something crazy for money, if you think money is that important. So there's just certain things, as far as like your morals, your ethics, you just got to maintain and keep. You just got to remember that money is not everything, but it helps. You need money, like you said. You need money, but definitely it's not everything.
And one more thing on money, you're not the only person who thinks like that, okay? Literally, all of them, all your friends think that.
Your whole generation.
Everybody thinks it's like, yo, that hustle thing. Money is a tool used by this is going to be really woke, but money is a tool used by the rich to levy power. So sometimes money can just be obscured to just,
What are you
see what I mean? Like, if you give somebody like a money, that is kind of old. Like, that's kind of old back. It can be exchanged back because you're someone's indebted to you. So I'm just trying to say just that, these stimulus checks that were given out, these millions and trillions of dollars, they weren't just given out for aid. I think it's like, I don't know, in some sorts it's like some sort of like an allegiance, like you're aligning yourself with the government.
You think something else comes with it?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But plus it's taxpayer dollars anyways. But on money, I want to transition to the markets, stock markets.
Great transition.
Cryptocurrency.
Podfather Junior.
Oh man, just the economy in general. Like I said, I mentioned the economy, all that money, inflation. I saw a post today. I don't know if it's a factual, I didn't fact check it, but it said that 35% of the money in circulation was produced in the last 12 months. That's a lot of money. Trillions of dollars of spending have been pumped into the economy to try to fix what COVID just wrecked. We were actually in a bull market, but pre-pandemic, we were actually, because we were still recovering from the stock market crash in 2008. So like they said, like the peak was like literally right before COVID, and then it just all dropped. So, Jeff, you're not invested in the stock market. You don't know yet, but you've heard me. I can talk about it. You literally work for the government. He is he works for the government. He is a trader. But like, yeah, you are invested in the stock market. So what do you think of what the market is now? Because we know it's bleeding. It's been bleeding for a while now. Not only just the stock market, but cryptocurrency.
What's funny about that is I really thought with summer, vaccines, the world opening up, COVID restrictions lifting up, I definitely thought and I believe that, and for a while, I want to say about a month or 2 months ago, I want to say crypto was the best that it's ever been doing, besides Bitcoin. But crypto was doing a couple of months ago. Crypto was doing the best it was ever doing. Stocks were high, and then it just crashed. Bitcoin crashed because it's, I can't say for sure, but it's definitely lower than it was around, what time did we get Bitcoin? Because I know we got Bitcoin together around January. Yeah. So Bitcoin is probably the lowest it's been this year, which is funny because Bitcoin was the highest it's ever been this year. So as far as my thoughts, I'm definitely still optimistic about the stock market and crypto. I think Bitcoin, I won't say it'll bounce back. I think it'll definitely go back up. I feel like everything will go back up eventually. I guess right now we're sort of in, the upward downward trend of how the stock market works. We're definitely in the downward trend, but I definitely think it'll be positive. Now, what I think you should say, you should answer that question. And I think it would be really interesting to see Jeff's point of view on stocks too.
Yeah. Especially
coming from a younger person's perspective.
Yeah.
So.
Cause I know you don't know anything about stocks.
Yeah. I do.
I'm gonna say what I feel. That I want you to, or should we ask for his perspective on stocks first?
No, but you should go ahead and answer, then we can see his perspective.
Okay. The stock market is really weird in that the niggas who have the most amount of money control it. Like literally, if somebody cashes out millions of dollars in the stock, it will plummet.
Right.
So I just
not to even mention Elon Musk.
So yeah, okay. I'm gonna get an Elon Musk because I don't like him. He's already a weirdo. I didn't like him. He's a genius, but he's a weirdo. I know he got a disease or something, but he literally
we PC on this podcast.
He has. He's autistic.
Edit.
Yeah, he's got some type of illness.
Yo, just skip over it. Edit.
I'm just saying, but like it just causes him not to have well social interactions. Like he actually admitted that on SNL, which the day he was on SNL, Dogecoin crashed, and I'm a stakeholder in Dogecoin. I'm trying to get my money up, jacking my paper up.
He did that on purpose though when he said it's just a hustle.
Yeah, and then not only that, he made Bitcoin seem like a hustle. Bitcoin is a viable currency for the future. He literally pumped and dumped it. I told you that he bought in low, and then they keep it on their books so it looks good, but they got rid of it. I mean, they're keeping it too. Anyways, the stock market, it's controlled by these rich executives, by these big firms who control these rich people's money. So I think it's weird how it moves up and down because they're all taking their money out because I know you've heard about GameStop. You guys both heard about GameStop and how the stock's been rising.
What was it called? Wall Street Bets Forum?
Yeah, Wall Street Bets. Literally, so GameStop is worthless. It shouldn't be that much, but there's been a mass exodus of day traders in the platform because Robinhood it allows you to trade something you couldn't do back in the day. So
it wasn't available to the general public.
Yeah, and like since everybody got these stimmy checks, what do you do with stimmy checks if you don't need them? People who are like, you know, already well off, just you put this money in the stock markets and they don't know, they don't have the sense to invest. This is what, like, you know, those rich hedge funds say. So it's caused people to be nervous with their money. It caused the market to be very volatile. Like it goes up and down. I don't even check the market anymore. And in terms of crypto, I understand that, like, yes, it takes a lot. Like, the bad thing about crypto is that it takes a lot from the environment. Like, it hurts the environment a lot.
As far as blockchain.
Yeah, and that's why supposedly Elon Musk, you know, dropped it, and that's why it started plummeting. But the same thing with NFTs too. Like, every time you add to NFT, like, I guess it hurts the environment. But literally everything we do and operate hurts the environment. So I'm not gonna say it's unfeasible to just try to think of a way to do NFTs and stocks and crypto. I mean, not stocks, but NFTs and crypto without hurting the environment, because literally everything we do does, but it's possible. But I'm going to ask you, Jeff, what do you know about stocks or crypto? Like, right. Tell you, like, from your perspective. Because I know you're on TikTok and you got these wannabe TikTok professionals.
Okay, first of all, people in my generation, I'm not going to say everybody, nobody would really invest in stocks, crypto, or the NFTs. First of all, NFT is the dumbest thing ever.
Let's hear it.
Why would you buy or pay like thousands of dollars for a picture you can find online or like a video?
Why would you do the same thing with a painting?
That's different. A painting is like it's
tangible.
It's tangible.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, is that.
But then think about this, right? You have the Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
I could just take a picture of it, blow it up, put it in a frame, and it looks just like the original.
Really?
So
what's the difference?
It's the same thing as an NFT.
But I'm not explaining. But now in this day and age, nobody cares about paintings no more.
But with NFTs, I'll let you go afterwards. But I just want to get this point in. With NFTs, it's limited. It's not limited to just paintings. It could be anything. Audio file. It could be a movie. Yes. I think there was an NFT I saw recently on OpenSea where it was a 3D layout of a home. Like you could do anything with NFT. Not anything, but as far as sharing a file is pretty much the most basic way to think of an NFT. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, it has a sort of a code that lets you know that this is the original one. Mm. And on top of that, the biggest thing about NFTs, that the reason why the art community wants to push it so far, so hard, is because I have the Mona Lisa, right? I'm the guy who gave you Mona Lisa. Mm-hmm. I sell it to you for $10. And then after I die and then it blows up, you sell it for $3,000. Who made more money? Mm. You, of course, right? I get nothing off of it. I only made $10. You bought it for $10, sold it for $3,000, so you just made $2,990. With the NFT, you get a percentage. The original person who did it gets a percentage every time they sell it. So you don't even have to keep track of it. Every time it gets sold, you get a percentage of that money. And it goes down the list. So if I sell something to you, then you obviously, like, you give it, I get the $10, and then you have the thing. It blows up for $3,000, you sell it to Ed, I get a percentage of that, you get $2,000, whatever, and some change, Ed has it. And then if Ed wants to sell it to another person, he gets a percentage, I believe that's how it works, I get a percentage, and you get a percentage too. So we all get, it's sort of like a passive stream of income.
That's one of the most important things about NFTs.
Especially for artists.
Yeah, it's just artists, they like it because you always get credit. That's one thing about artists, is that they don't always get credit, and that's really important. So NFTs allows them. That first artist will always get a percentage off every transaction with that NFT. And you mentioned how NFTs aren't fungible. Like, you can't, not fungible, but you can't touch them. Mm-hmm. They do things now where, like, you can buy an NFT and then it's attached to a physical item, and you get that physical item too.
I was just gonna mention that I was in a Clubhouse meeting, and they were talking. There was a guy who's in the marijuana business, and he was talking about using NFT tags where if you got a strain of marijuana and you open the NFT certificate, something like, you were able to tell the temperature, when it was cooked, where it was transported, like very, very detailed information about it. So that's just like the potential for NFTs is just crazy. So
the way you guys are saying NFT, it's like it's almost like anything somebody creates. Cause like
literally,
for people, and that's your generation. But people in my generation, everybody's on TikTok, and from like
the mainstream.
Yeah, what you get from TikTok, you only get like the overall, but not all the little details that you guys just gave. So like, what I heard NFTs are is it's like a picture or video that you can sell to somebody.
That's one thing I don't like about TikTok, and that's why I don't stay on TikTok. It's because literally anybody can go viral on TikTok. Like people around here go viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
Literally, you can say anything on there, and then people are like, "Oh, that's a fact. That's true." Like, there's so many dumb challenges, so many dumb things people do because they think that like it's true because they see it off TikTok.
And the problem with TikTok, with what you just said, the reason why you get that short and condensed information is because how long is a TikTok?
Yeah.
They can't give you everything that we just said in 6 seconds or however long it is. So there's no way for you to be able to get the full gist of what it actually is. So
another thing is about the cryptocurrency that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I think because a lot of people are my age are now doing stocks. I'm pretty sure none of them would have known about it if it wasn't for TikTok. Like all of it, like I think for like a whole like just a month, everybody on TikTok was talking about stocks and cryptocurrencies, and now nobody's talking about it anymore. And they're talking, and like I think like, last week you said cryptocurrencies are like going down or something like that. Yeah, it said like that. Like that amazing. And another thing, when cryptocurrency is going down right now, do you buy all of it since it's going down?
You don't,
because it might go back up.
It'd be a good time to buy as it's low.
But what if you buy all of it and it just doesn't go back up?
That's not.
That's a risk you gotta take.
That's a risk you gotta take, but it's especially with established cryptocurrency. It may keep going down, but it's not going to go down forever. At some point, it's going to go back up. That's just how it works. Because if enough people are buying into it, the stock market is all about supply and demand. If the demand is there, it's going to go up. If the demand is not there, then it's just going to go down. So after a certain point, it just keep on over time. It is going to go up.
I also think the stock market is literally gambling, but it's like calculated. You can kind of track it with a graph.
Stock market is gambling with suits. That's pretty much what it is. When I was starting to get into it, that's how I've always felt about it, because you don't know.
Literally, like anything can like change or be a factor into whatever.
Like hitting the lottery. People who invested in GameStop, who invested in especially Doge, because nobody expected Doge to do that. That's like hitting the lottery.
Yeah. I should have bought more Doge, man.
Man, shout out to Tuta. That's what we call our father. He was definitely he was definitely early on the Doge wave. So
is there an infinite amount of stocks?
No, that's what makes them valuable is that they're limited.
Yeah.
Basically, the easiest way to think of stocks is a piece of a company.
Small piece, though.
But like, all right, let's say you buy 1/5 of a company.
That's a lot of stock.
Well,
but
like let's just say starting out, you buy 1/5 of a company. And then somebody buys like 2/10, and then somebody else buys 20. You know, it just keeps going on.
Are you
talking about that same thing or
no,
the remaining stocks?
He said it's a piece of a company. What if they just like the pieces they sell, since all the stocks are going up, they just sell at like smaller prices at a like higher budget?
Wait, what do you mean? Like smaller amounts?
Yeah, like they just, cause I don't know how to explain. Like you buy like a big portion of a company at a low amount because it's just starting out.
But this is what I'll say though. With what you're saying, shares, they may issue around like 5-10 million shares of a company. And that's even before what they do is they have like, let's say we start a company right now, like Petion LLC, right? We're going to have shares of the company. Then we bring in some other people, like, hey, can you give us a loan? We're going to give you shares. Then once we keep doing that, we have enough money to keep doing what we're doing, then we actually go to the SEC, right? We go to
Yo, you the accountant,
I would
man.
know this. I would know this, but it is the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission. We go to them, we get our IPO, and then we actually go on the stock market, and then we sell it again. Yeah. But basically, what I'm saying is that there's so many hands that touch it. There's so many thousands of stocks that it's close to impossible to get like 1/5.
But let me break it because you heard Hakim, right?
Yeah. I'm
gonna tell you how I know because I was in your same position. I did not understand it, right? So what I learned from my accounting class, right? Hakim is Hakim is correct, but like, so when it comes, you're not partially correct. You highlighted just a specific part of it because I see what he's trying to get the bigger picture, right?
Got you.
So when a company's starting off, they basically divide up the company. Like the company, they divide up into shares.
They give it a value and then
they give it a value. The thing is.
Sorry to cut you off. Based off of their profits.
Or like when they're starting off, like how much they need, or like how much the company is going to be worth.
Exactly.
But the thing is, they never give out all their shares at a certain time, so they always keep some shares out. I mean, just to themselves. What they do is like when they get loans or from people, they give them shares, and it's like instead, and those people are shareholders. Those people make the decisions because if you own part of the company, you are. The CEOs and the executives answer to you. So the people who run the company answer to the shareholders.
Because with that, you can vote. This we could go down a rabbit hole with what Ed is saying, that there's different types of stocks. There's preferred stock, there's regular common stock, but Ed is basically we could just stick with regular stock. Once you get the stock, I think Ed, you get some emails from Robinhood too.
Yeah.
But with the stock, however much stock you have is like one vote. So if Ed buys 1,000 shares of a company, he has 1,000 votes. So let's say they have a vice president. They may ask you, hey, vote if you want to keep him as our vice president, and then if not, just vote no. Yeah. So you can vote on certain things within the company, and you have power. So that's what he's talking.
Think about it like somebody owns a McDonald's, but he doesn't run the McDonald's. You see what I mean? The manager runs the McDonald's. He's like the CEO, right? So those shares, so those shares like are owned by the shareholders, right? Those are like the big shareholders, but then there's also some shares that go into the market. The difference, so with shares, if you buy a share, the company doesn't owe you that money. Like you pay for the company, you pay for a part of that company. The company does not owe you that money. You see what I'm following? So you can exchange that, and I think as the company becomes more profitable, the shares get more expensive because people get more shares. But because
not because people get more.
No, not because there's a cap or there's a certain amount of shares.
Exactly. So if the company becomes bigger, more profitable, then the shares become more valuable because people want to buy in.
Yeah, that's artificial scarcity. What you just said. You said when the company gets bigger and the shares get more valuable. So like since like before they were less valuable, you could buy more.
Yeah.
And now that they're more expensive, like couldn't they just keep like giving less and less shares?
Yeah,
they can just stop giving shares.
Yeah, they can do that too. But I see what you're saying. It's within the company's best interest. You don't want to give out a lot of stock just because you don't want a lot of random people owning your company. And plus, with some stock, there's something called dividends where you promise to, let's say, if you buy one of my shares of a company, I'm gonna give you 2 cents. So that may seem like nothing, but if you have 100 million shares out there, then you have to give 2 cents to 100 million people. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
That adds up fast. So as far as, but yeah, that's pretty much how it works. If you have something to share for $10, and then the company, we go through the whole process like Ed and I highlighted, then it becomes $100. You just made a profit. You can either sell it or you can sell it. And then the people that want to buy in now, they got to buy in at 100.
Does that make sense? And if you think about it, to not complicate things any further, but usually companies don't issue more stock unless they need more money. And usually, if you're successful like Netflix, you don't issue more stocks.
Yeah, Apple, you're not gonna see Apple issuing stock.
Yeah, so it's just like those stocks. I mean, the stocks are in the market. There's no more coming in, right? So there's like a bunch of Jordans and people keep getting some. Of course, the Jordans get more expensive because there's only that amount of Jordans out in the market. Does that make sense? Why it gets expensive?
Exactly. That's a great way to put it, especially to this illiterate guy.
I got one more question. You know how when you buy a stock, like sometimes like if it goes down, you have to like give the company money?
Nah. What do you mean by that?
No.
That's something else.
What do you mean?
Because isn't it like, I thought like when you buy something like a stock and like the company needs money, don't you have to give them money? Or is that something?
No. The stock.
You own the stock.
Yeah.
You own the share.
You own it. Yeah, you own the share. I may rephrase that. When you start up a company and you give shares, they get money. You get that money is used in the starting of the process.
What if they go bankrupt?
Then it's worth nothing.
So
Yeah,
you just
you don't owe the company money. You just own part of the company. The company.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and
No, you can say.
So let's say Ed has a company that's worth $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have one share, one stock, $1, right? If Ed's company increases by 100%, so $200, right? Then my share went up by 100, so 1 plus 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
So now my share went up. So now my share went up in value, right? But then let's say Ed goes bankrupt. So I have a piece of Ed. Basically, the easiest way to think of it is I have a piece of Ed.
Mm-hmm.
As Ed goes bigger, right, then my piece gets bigger. The piece of my pie gets bigger. If the pie gets bigger,
Mm-hmm.
I have a piece of the pie. Even if it's 1%, if the pie is like, this small, then I have a small piece. If the pie is big, then even though I have a small piece of the pie, it becomes bigger. Now, if the pie doesn't exist at all, then what's 1% of nothing?
It's worthless.
Yeah, 1% of nothing is nothing. So that's the best way to think about it.
That's why usually people try to time that. They try to buy low. Like when a company is just starting out or when a company is doing bad financially. Because people, it's like trading like Pokemon cards, kind of. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like you trade them when they're like valuable and when they're not valuable.
I see what you're saying. There's different ways that go about it.
Yeah, like you just, I can't explain.
And then another thing too, that's not something that you have to worry about because there's no way you'll have a share that a stock that's $100 and the next day it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
First of all, if that rarely happens.
I mean, that against kind of.
Yeah, that's why I said rarely happens. That's something different, but I'm saying it becomes worthless.
Yeah.
I mean, 15 cents, if it goes from 100 to 15 cents, it's basically considered worthless. But as far as like a company going bankrupt, that doesn't happen. You'll see a trend going down. Like if you see the graph chart of a stock, it'll go down. As it's going down, then you can make your decision. But it won't go from 100 to $0 unless you have trolls on the internet on Reddit and say, hey, we're gonna push this on the forum.
It's kind of the same way with crypto too. Like
we didn't even touch on crypto. Jeff, as far as
crypto's kind of like it's basically what an NFT was. NFT is like a version of crypto. Because crypto is a coin. It's a digital coin, right? An NFT. Crypto is kind of an NFT. Because
crypto is like
a
currency.
Fungible. Yeah, crypto is a currency.
It's a currency.
So it's on. I mean, it's on the blockchain. But
because NFT is an asset. You think of NFT as a collectible, and that another thing too. I was trying to get on this. I saw NBA.
The Top Shot.
Yes, I was trying to get in on
the videos.
Yes, I was trying to get in on that because not only rookie cards are expensive, like they become very valuable, but video moments. I already know that's gonna be
the video moments. This is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So that's another thing about NFT, but that's why I wouldn't consider them the same because NFT is more so an asset versus the cryptocurrency, which is you got Bitcoin, which is usually looked as sort of a store. It's like gold, silver, which is like you store value, like currency, like jewelry and all that. And then you have things such as Bitcoin Cash. What I think they're trying to do with Dogecoin, where it's an actively type of online currency.
So, Jeff, if you don't know the history of Bitcoin, basically it's created by some unknown person named Satoshi, right? They don't know if there's a person or a group, but there's a document or something that comes with Bitcoin that says, it's like, I don't know, there's a word for it, but like, I don't know what it is, but like Bitcoin, once it hits like certain like amounts of like money, it creates another Bitcoin, which is Bitcoin Cash. Cause I think Bitcoin's purpose is like for like online transactions, for like a digital currency. So, but like when Bitcoin got to the point where it was like unfeasible to do that, like it was like 7,000, 6,000. It was going up.
Exactly.
That's what Bitcoin Cash is. But Bitcoin Cash is like 800 now. It's almost in 1,000. So I think another Bitcoin is gonna be made sooner or later.
So in that document or charter, I guess that happens every time.
I don't think it's every time. It's a provision though. Like I don't know. I think it's like 100 pages or something. But like it's a lot. It's a provision that doesn't allow it to be like exponentially too much. You know?
I see what you're saying.
Oh.
That's what you're saying.
But speaking about crypto and Coinbase, you know that Kevin Durant has a stake in Coinbase. I think someone else does too. But
I think of Nas.
Yeah, Nas. It was Kevin Durant and Nas, and they made like bank when they hit the stock market.
Nas made a lot of smart investments.
Yeah, him and Jay-Z, them New York niggas, they move different. But
facts.
Katie, what y'all think about the NBA playoffs right now? I haven't been paying much attention to the NBA playoffs, but I know the Nets. I think the Nets. What are they up to? 6-2-1.
I believe. I don't think it's 2-1. I saw a highlight somewhere. I know they're playing the Celtics, but
I feel like it's always the Nets and the Celtics, man.
I love Jason Tatum, but come on, Nets in 5.
Yeah. Bro.
I love Jason Tatum, but Nets in 5.
The funniest thing is Blake Griffin. Like, he started playing, like, all good and stuff. Like, he pretend to be crippled on the Pistons. What you think, Jeff, since you're the expert? You the basketball expert?
Think on what?
Huh?
What?
The Nets? You talking about KD right now? The
win
Nets? Huh?
They're going to win it.
Why do you think, though?
I'll say 6 games.
6 games?
What, for the finals?
Yes.
You look it up.
Versus the Lakers, right?
Wait. Yeah.
You think Nets is going to the finals?
I'm stopping them.
I believe so.
Maybe Bucks, man.
The East is strong, but I'm sorry. Who has faith in Giannis?
Actually, bro, you can't see.
They swept the Heat. I know they swept the Heat, but who has faith in? It's one of those things
Giannis
like
and Middleton, man. People always forget about Middleton.
Yeah, and Holiday.
Okay, no. It's one of those things with the Clippers, right? After the regular season, yeah, it's all good. Paul George, I want to say for the past 2 or 3 years, he's been playing MVP level.
He's been playing good this year.
No, regular season. No, hear me out.
Paul George?
Yes.
Okay, but playoff P, nigga.
No,
he's playoff P right now.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like regular season, he's MVP caliber. But then it comes to the postseason, when we see what he's done. So now in the postseason, we just take him as a joke. The same thing
with Joel Embiid too.
Yeah, to a lesser extent. But the people up there that I think of when I think of that, like as a joke in the playoffs, is Giannis for sure, and Paul George.
But that literally, this year they both been doing good.
Yes.
For now.
Nah, nigga.
For now.
Last game, Paul George.
Paul George did good this game. It's just Luka.
How is Luka? He's like what, 23, 24.
Luka's the next goal.
He's leading the team.
Listen.
How is he bullying?
Luka's the next goal.
How are they trashing the Mavericks? Like, I mean, no. How's the Mavericks trashing the Clippers like that?
Is feed the ball to Luka.
Nobody can stop.
No, but
he
facilitates though. He facilitates.
Yeah, it's just Luka and Porzingis, bro. That's like Porzingis is not that good.
Isn't Patrick Beverley the best defender?
Okay, but think about this.
He's not.
Think about this, Ed. Think about this.
On the Clippers.
Ed, listen to him, right? It's just Luka. It's just Porzingis, right? You have Kawhi. You have PG. You have Rondo. You have like what you just said. You have Pat Bev. You have Markieff Morris. He's a pretty good post presence. You have a lot of people on that team.
Marcus is trash.
Okay, but he's a
Pat
good
Bev
defensive player.
sucks. He's only good at defense, and he's not even that.
He's good. He's
Okay.
Late game.
Okay, but in what world is PG and Kawhi? Who are you choosing in a matchup? PG and Kawhi or Luka and Kristaps? Come on. Think about that.
Bro, on paper, Kawhi and the Clippers should be blowing them out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there is no world where you're picking Luka and Porzingis over Kawhi and Paul George.
I feel like it's better coaches. Probably better coaches.
No, it's not.
I feel like it's better.
That's why I love watching Undisputed, because Shannon keeps saying every time the Clippers lose, he always said, "Oh, this is Doc's fault." Because that's pretty much.
I don't think he's coaching, bro. You have Kawhi and Paul George.
Listen to this guy. It's Doc's fault.
But
I'm not saying his fault. I'm just saying, like,
How is
imagine having 2 superstars on the team. What are you supposed to coach him? Like, what are you supposed to tell him? Like, instead of Porzingis, not Porzingis.
You have Steve Nash on the Nets. What are you talking about?
Steve Nash is not coaching them, bro.
I thought
then what is Ty Lue doing?
Who's that? Like, I know who it is, but like, what team is like coaching?
The Clippers. What is he doing?
Bro. Doc Rivers, he left, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So
he's not even on the Clippers no more. He's on the Philadelphia.
It doesn't matter.
So what is Ty Lue doing then? What is your point as far as coaching superstars?
All I know is Luka.
Look at him.
I guess he's good.
The GOAT. The next GOAT.
What's up?
Yeah, maybe the next.
The next GOAT. When LeBron leaves, who's the GOAT? It's gonna be Luka. His career already started. Like
I don't think he's gonna win any rings anytime soon.
No, he'll definitely win a ring. Luka would definitely win a ring.
He has to have someone. He has to have someone good on his team.
Someone will come.
They're gonna get a good draft pick sooner. They're gonna get a good trade.
They're not getting a draft pick. Good draft pick. They're playing too good. They're not.
The draft pick is not dependent on like lower seeds no more. It's like a raffle now.
But I feel like the people who has the best GM is the guy at OKC and in the Spurs. Because the Spurs, they stole Kawhi. They stole Kawhi. They traded him actually for George Hill, who was a good player at that time. They got Kawhi. They built him up to be. I'm not gonna say built him. Well, pretty much built him up to be.
The Spurs did go Kawhi.
Okay, the Spurs got that. They've had very solid picks. They've got I believe DeJounte Murray's on there too, but they've got pretty good solid pieces. Patty Mills, they've got some solid pieces over there.
It's solid, but they're not going nowhere.
Well, not now, but I'm saying as far as like picking talent, like that's what I'm trying to say with the Mavericks. Yes, you have draft picks, and just because you're not number one doesn't mean you're gonna get a trash draft pick. Because JT is probably the best in his class, but he wasn't number one. But what I'm trying, Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
I think Lonzo was the first pick in that draft.
No, he was second pick.
Oh, Lonzo. Okay, Lonzo was second, and then they had that guy.
The dude with the messed up arm.
Yeah, so in that draft class.
What's his name? He's a J. Cole's son. He was on the 76ers.
Markelle Fultz, right?
He's the first pick.
Right. So basically what I'm trying to say is like it's a talent to pick the draft, especially if they're out of the lottery. So.
Yeah, I think the team with the best young core right now is the Celtics, bro. Oh my goodness, they're gonna be a dynasty once they get better. Once they get some more players, they're gonna be a dynasty. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
I think Kemba's.
I think it's the Hawks.
Kemba's a buzz. I don't like Kemba.
He's not a bust, but I'm saying they have to trade him.
He's a bone. He's a bone.
He's not a. He's no. You can't say that. You can't.
He's not
that.
a bum.
He's not. I think.
There's a reason why Michael Jordan didn't give him a max at Hornets, bro. Like,
No.
It's person on that team.
No, the only reason why he didn't get that max is because they couldn't afford it. Because it's a lot of money.
He don't deserve it.
No.
And they have that
Hornets.
dude.
Hornets is a small market. I definitely believe LaMelo will help blow up that market.
Miles Bridges.
Right now.
LaMelo, Miles Bridges, and there's that other dude. Terry Rozier. He's, oh my goodness.
And then I believe the Gordon Hayward, he'll be solid. He's definitely going to age out. He's going to age out and be like a role player, but I definitely think he'll be solid over there. But they're a very fun team. I love LaMelo. I love the way he plays.
He's such a hype beast, man.
No, but he took one step. Well, not a couple. He took a couple of steps after someone inbounded him the ball. Passed it all the way down overhead.
Lonzo did the same thing his rookie year. And everyone was talking about it.
Yeah,
he's better.
But the reason why I like him over Lonzo is because he has that swag, he has that flair, and he's aggressive. When him and his brother played together,
swagger of a black team. Exaggerated swagger of a black team. It's from a meme.
But when him and his brother went against each other, Lonzo was passive and LaMelo was like cooking him. Like he shot a 3 in his face.
Yeah, and he was strapping him up.
So it's like, I don't know how we got to this point, but yeah.
All I know is the Nets are gonna win the finals because you need super team.
I mean, if they don't, that would be the.
Braun.
That would be sad.
Braun all the way. I trust.
You need super teams to win. Like Curry, he had nobody, so he lost.
Y'all think Curry got MVP?
MVP, he deserves it. But I think Jokic is going to get it. With the media narratives, the way the media narratives work, I want to say a month or 2 months before playoffs, you already know who's gonna win the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's obvious.
They all talking about, but I feel like Steph Curry deserves it.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna win it.
He deserves it. I think Jokic is gonna get it. Like you know, like you
I feel
know.
like it's gonna be Steph.
Yeah, I think they said Joe Embiid in the running too, right?
Yeah.
But he missed too many games.
Yeah.
I think this is my reason why. There's a lot of things that play into it. People get tired of seeing. That's why Jordan didn't get all the MVP all the years he's played. That's why LeBron didn't get it. Steph Curry should have got more. People just get tired. KD should have more MVPs than he has. But there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of narratives, politics that go into it. People just get tired of, and Giannis, honestly, I think LeBron should have won that year. But people just get tired of seeing the same person win.
LeBron got robbed. He just got that.
I don't know about Rob.
Yeah,
He started turning
like
up like
35.
He started like going crazy like when the playoffs started though.
35, man.
That doesn't really count.
Playing the way he
it
played.
was in the playoffs.
But then if you look at the Lakers, I know they added AD in a couple of pieces. But if you look at the Lakers before out of the playoffs to championship contenders, and then you have Giannis, which is pretty much the same team.
But like, I'm talking about like he started like being like really good in the playoffs, and you don't put playoffs for the MVP.
Yes, but if we're talking about, that's another thing too. MVP is not most valuable player. It's so ridiculous. It's literally who's the best player on the best team.
Yeah.
Except there's some exceptions, and if you like Russell Westbrook, there's other exceptions, but that's pretty much.
He's not on the best team.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's
No, but
exceptions.
he's like MVP.
Oh yeah, because the triple double.
Yeah. So it's really ridiculous, but so even by the do you have the standings pulled up? Because even by that metric that
For the East or the West?
For both, because I'm trying to see who get the MVP, because that's usually the standing.
Oh, I think you're talking about teams. You're talking about MVP.
Yeah, like teams, like it's usually like the top. It's usually the top one.
It's people vote on it, right? It says Jokic it's just Jokic is on top. It said Chris Paul makes a late season bid. But it's like right now it's between Curry and Jokic, but it's
Jokic is gonna get it. Because another thing too, like I said, they don't want to keep giving people something. Curry already has the scoring title. They're not going to, I doubt, especially coming off of Golden State, and their team is sorry.
Very sorry.
They're not going to give him the MVP. I'm sorry. That's just, historically, it just not has happened. Jokic is exciting. He's new. He's refreshing.
Yeah, honestly, he's not that new.
Huh?
He's been here.
Yeah, he's not that new.
No, but I'm talking about like,
playoffs.
talking about mainstream, like, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like all the teams from last year, like Heat, they got smacked. I'm pretty sure the Nuggets is about to get smacked too.
Yeah,
You know what's set? But they don't have Murray though, so it's not their fault.
Oh yeah, you're right. But who are the Nuggets even playing? Are they in the playoffs?
Portland.
Yeah, they're playing Portland. Portland, they do this every year. They beat one team and then they're gone.
Because after the Portland and Denver Nuggets, I'm looking at the brackets right now. They have the Suns and the Lakers, and they're gonna play the Lakers obviously. The Lakers are gonna whoop them.
Wait, who are the Grizzlies playing? Because I know they're winning.
They're playing the Jazz. Yeah, the Grizzlies. No.
Is it tied or are they winning?
No, the Jazz is up 2-1.
I say.
Donovan been snapping, bro.
Donovan always snaps.
His rookie year, he took control of the team, bro. That's why
his rookie year, he beat Russ, PG, and Melo. Granted, Melo was.
I'm sorry, but PG's sorry, man. He used to be
no,
my favorite player, like in 2015, but he's wild.
PG is.
I never have respect.
If he never
for him.
what?
I never have respect.
Well,
for
PG
him.
and the Pacers, he was a different breed.
I never have respect for him though.
He was like.
I mean,
Paul George had one other good person on the Pacers. He probably could have beat Miami Heat, bro.
I never had respect for him.
He was.
I have respect for D Rose. D Rose was close to being.
You have respect for D Rose. You got pity for D Rose.
Yeah, I think it's.
Don't say disrespect.
I feel like everybody has more pity.
Everybody's
than
pity.
No, if you see him play in his prime, look at how.
Oh, he's carrying now.
Even now. No, well, I'd say Julius. That's Julius.
No,
he's
Julius
trash.
is selling.
Yeah, he's playing trash.
Seriously, I haven't been following. So
There's recent games, bro. He's been selling. It's literally D Rose putting the game on his back. And then Trae Young is just going down, hitting shots from the half court.
So much.
He talk trash. He's just like you. You
No,
all talk trash.
Listen. Trae Young is so. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. You put one good person, and literally the coach will give him the ball every single time. He will shoot from free throw. I don't know. I mean, not free throw, but like the half court line.
Yes, and make it.
He's not good. Like,
bro, Mike, if you're
I don't know how to
casually,
bro,
he's good.
I don't know how to explain it, but like,
I'm trying to figure out what his point is.
That's what I'm saying. If you can casually just make that shot, nigga, you are good, nigga.
Let's say you're playing basketball and you just keep giving me the ball. I'm gonna make some of them, right? Like every game, you just keep giving me the ball.
He's the
all the
point
time.
guard.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter, bro. They just give him the ball all the time, and he just does whatever he can do whatever he wants.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
There are some
they up
teams
3-1.
point guard.
I'm just saying.
They up 3-1, nigga.
It's because, bro, that's the.
I don't because he's the point guard. Like that's what he's
I
supposed
think
to
it's
do.
the center of power forward they have. He's good too. I forgot who he is, but he's good.
I don't know. I only know Trey on that team, bro.
I think it's
Julius Randle. I think it's just people just get scary, get cold feet in the playoffs. But he was snapping this whole year.
He's definitely.
He
I think
almost.
he already got
They
most
said he was in the running for MVP.
No, most improved player.
Yeah.
I think there was a video of his son delivering it to him, so he got that.
Oh, he already got it.
Yeah, I think his son delivered it to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
who
joking.
else is gonna get it? Like I said, like everything. There's probably some other players who are more impressive than him, but it's just based off of the media and narratives and whatnot. But the Heat, that is
sad.
You know why I
bruh.
feel bad for them?
Cause Jimmy doing all the work.
Not only is Jimmy doing all the work,
He's a Hall of Famer, so I don't care.
not only because he's doing all the work, but basically it basically means, I'm sorry, even if that's not the case, you can basically say that when they went to the finals with the Lakers, it was a fluke. Like they weren't supposed to be there.
it was a fluke.
Now you can say that because if they didn't even win one game versus Giannis, but then they're pretty much smacking all the teams in the bubble. Now you can say it was a fluke now, which is
Wait,
sad.
who did Miami beat to get to the Lakers? Did they beat the Sixers?
I'm pretty sure they beat the.
They went against
Bucks.
Giannis. Yeah,
They beat the Bucks.
They went against the Bucks.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the score was. Like I don't know how the
I
series
think they went
was.
to like 7.
Yeah, they definitely went to a 7.
They went to 7.
But it's just.
But they put up a fight against the Lakers though. It was like what?
It went to 6, I believe.
Yeah. It was like 4-2.
Yeah, it went to 6, right? So it was like man, this Miami, they're tough. They were a dark horse, underdog, and all this, right?
It was bad for Jimmy.
And then now to get smacked like this, it's like basically you guys got lucky last year, and you guys are a joke. And now I don't know what they're gonna do because when you get smacked like that, usually radical changes come.
Yeah.
So
either trade or rebuild.
Yeah, the front desk is going to try to restructure around Jimmy, or I think Jimmy's gonna request for a trade because this is ridiculous.
I mean, Jimmy loves the environment.
He does, but he needs some help. Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, they're some bums, bro. I'm sorry. They was snapping in the bubble. I guess like Miami, I guess they like Disneyland, but they not doing nothing here. Yeah. About that was this is the last thing. So, we had some. We had a good pod. I'm gonna say, we talked about COVID, talked about economy, talked about money, talked about Bitcoin, stock market, and you talked about sports. Send it off on a good note. There's a couple games tonight. We could probably watch that. Hakim needs to drive 2 hours, an hour and a half. Probably like an hour if you're speeding like you usually do.
That's cap.
Bro, wait, this is one story. I just gotta say one thing though. Bro, Jocelyn was telling me this story about how like this lady, she was on the bridge, and like it's not funny, but her baby was like she got in an accident. Her baby was like
we're a
in a car
PC
seat.
podcast, by the way.
What does that mean?
Her baby was in the car
podcast.
seat. Politically correct. Her baby was in the car seat. The door flung open, and the baby. It's not funny, but the baby flew into the water, right? And she said that some dude jumped off the bridge to save the baby. But that's not funny. But like, I was like, bro, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Nigga, you can't swim.
That's what I said.
How did they get here?
First of all, he saved the baby though.
First of all, how did he not die?
I think it was the Ocean City Bridge.
It's
It's not that high, but the Bay Bridge.
That's what I'm saying. If it's the Bay Bridge,
Yeah, like
he's dead.
That's
Nah.
like a hard surface.
Well, it depends on how you go about
into
it.
it.
If you do narrow, you can like pierce
But
it.
nigga, if
Don't talk about the baby.
it was in a car seat. I heard funny. Did you?
Yeah. That's your girl calling you?
All right. I'm gonna let Jeff get to his girl. I'm gonna let Hakim get home. You know, whatever you gotta do. You know, he got some timetables to do. Got some accounting spreadsheets and all that.
I got what's the term for
audit?
No, there's pencil pushing. There's like something.
Nose picking? I don't know what you're looking for. Well, anyways, I want to thank you guys for tuning into this podcast. You know, stay safe, stay sane during these times. You know, COVID is wild, it's real out here. But you know, slowly but surely we're getting things back to normal or even better. Everybody just stay safe, stay sane. Thank you for tuning in to the Petion Bros Podcast. And the bean counter?
Yeah,
nigga, you count beans in your free time? Yeah, so you know, everybody, I just want to keep everybody in my prayers. Everybody stay positive, stay blessed. You know, life is crazy out here. You know, things is crazy out here, but you know, I wish we had some outro music, but you know, this is the first pod, so soon come. I'm gonna put you on to y'all some grooves and some tunes. Yeah. All right, we out. Deuces.